give you another indication of how low this river is right now. That island is not normally there, and it is well established now, and it has a lot of green growing on it. But normally that island is not there. I grew up on this river. I've been down this river a bunch of times, and this river that has never been there my entire childhood or adult life when I've come down here and camped or just taken hikes. That's a new island, just showing you how low this river is right now. All right, let's keep moving. You know, it's probably only been about in the last 20 years where people, no people have actually lived down on these river bottoms. You can see remains of houses all over the place in these river bottoms. People, 100 years ago would always live close to the river. And that continued up until the time of the flood of '93, when a lot of these people were forced out. Not because they wanted to go, they would have probably rebuilded here, but a lot of them were forced out by the county, who said they didn't want to cover the insurance cost anymore. The insurance companies forced the county to force them out. So when the floods happened, they would have to, pay. The insurance would pay for it. So there's remains of houses all over here, and just kind of interesting to walk through it and see them. That this is probably a heritage, people living down close to the river, that's continued for hundreds of years. You always remain close to a water source. It's only been in the last number of years with our advances in technology and electricity, and that people have moved away from those rivers. Well, I think there's coming a time again where people will once again move close to natural water sources and get away from the cities, especially places where cities never would have been if it hadn't been for technology today. Okay, there you go. It's a pretty cool picture. Here's another example, a bridge that was probably built maybe back in the 1920s or 30s. It looks pretty old and run down. It's definitely being claimed back by nature around it. There's no wood that I can tell. I haven't gone over it yet, but I'm getting ready to walk over this bridge to get to the other side of this ravine here. And it looks like to me it's all built with all concrete, no wood really. But probably maybe built in the 20s and 30s. Like I said, this used to be houses all around down here, and almost the whole subdivision. And it's all been overgrown now, and you can only see remains of chimneys, and that's about it. So, but there you go. Pretty cool bridge. It's basically, look, I haven't walked over it yet, but I'm about to. And it looks like it's almost completely still intact. They don't build them like they used to. So, all right, there you go. Yeah, 100% built on concrete. This is this bridge. Just built in concrete. Little post hole right there. It shows some signs of wear, but definitely still walkable on it, and kind of piece of metal right there. Ooh, it's like iron or something. It's really heavy. But yep, bridge is still standing after how many years? Nobody's lived down here at least for the last 20 years after the flood of '93. So this bridge was probably built, I would say, back in the 20s. Just looking at some of the construction, and I'm not an expert, but just going by what I see, looks like it's probably back in the 20s, maybe the 30s. But pretty cool. Look at that, dead mussel. Interesting.